Okay. Today we're going to go ahead and start talking about the summary of Act 2. Oh, whoa. We're going to talk about the summary of Act 2 of Pygmalion. Let us get this started with. Now, here we have this guy named... We now know their names are Higgins and Pickering, and they're both intellectual scholars of languages. They go ahead and came to meet each other, and now that they're together, they decide to sit down for dinner, and it's the next day. They're still chitting-chatting at Higgins' home, and Higgins is all and talking and everything and posh and like stuff, when suddenly there's a doorbell ring, and then our Mrs. Pierce, apparently Higgins, some sort of a maid, I suppose, I guess you could call that, goes ahead and announces the arrival of a flower girl. Says her name was Liza. It's actually Eliza, but like she goes ahead and pronounces it as Liza either way. So our Eliza goes ahead and pronounces herself, comes here, and decides to go ahead and try to get some sense and try to get some lessons towards Higgins. I'm just gonna color him in green now because like it's confusing. It's gonna take longer to draw, but like who the heck cares? Now, after some talk, she goes ahead and states her business here. She goes ahead and states that she is thinking about the remark that Higgins himself has made yesterday about how he could go ahead and change her into Duchess in 6 months, with proper training, of course. He proceeds to go ahead and confirm this, and as a result is able to go ahead and take anything at all. He goes ahead and tries to berate her and belittle her and also threaten her with beating her with a wooden stick, which just goes ahead and turns her into a walloping misfit, which goes ahead and disturbs, of course, the other civilized people in the house. Now, as a result, Mrs. Pierce has to come in and intervene, trying to go ahead and make Higgins stop making her scream and stop being considerate. Now, unlike Higgins, our... Pickering himself is much more considerate about our Eliza Doolittle. Eliza, even calls her Mrs. Doolittle and offers her to sit down or something like that, and she graciously obliges. What else happened here? Well, obviously they go ahead and start discussing with each other what they do and things like that, but then afterwards, of course, they go ahead and start to get into this kind of world. They get into this kind of deal. Now, Pickering himself offers to go ahead and pay for all the lessons as long as there is a bet. Now, if Higgins is able to go ahead and change her into a Duchess in 6 months, Pickering would go ahead and give him a bunch of money to go ahead and pay for the lessons. Now, if he fails, then, well, he owes him a little bit of money, but not as much as the lessons fee and does that kind of stuff. And he graciously accepts, and they start. Now, Eliza's word in this, like, she wants to do this and even tries to go out, but then he can splendidly and smartly gets her back by stuffing some chocolate into her mouth, and that's about it. And with that wager and deal, it's done, and the deed is done, and they go ahead and send Eliza upstairs to go ahead and change her clothes and stuff like that. Now, when this happens, Mrs. Pierce goes ahead and gets her ready, scrubs her clean inside a bath, goes ahead and teaches her what a bath exactly is, and then eventually gets her to it. Eventually, she finally understands the joy and all that, and starts to really get into it. When this is all happening, of course, we have Mr. Doolittle who comes in, and he's all like, "Hey, I want my daughter back. I'm a moral conscious man. I'm gonna go ahead and get her back." And Higgins is all like, "Oh, by all means, take her. I don't want to do anything with her." And he's like, Oh, I'm not actually here for her. I'm just wondering if I could sell her to you for $5. And he's all like, "Really? £5? £5? Okay, old man, I'll give you 10. He's like, no, £5. I'm not gonna spend this into any savings. I'm gonna keep it for myself and immediately spend it on alcohol and smoking. And he's like, "Interesting, man, but like, sure, £5. Here you go. Thank you. Bye." And on his way out, he goes ahead and they all see a Japanese lady in like a blue kimono and stuff and like that, and even a hairstyle that just goes ahead and makes her look like a Japanese woman. And he's like, "Oh, very sorry, ma'am." And she's like, "Blimey, you don't even recognize your own daughter." And he's like, and they're all like, "What the hell? That's Liza?" Something like that. And Mrs. Pierce goes ahead and tells them that everything about the bath and stuff and that, and then Mr. Doolittle goes ahead and quickly scampers off. That's about it. That's the entirety of Act 2. And afterwards, of course, the lessons start. So, the end. Bye-bye.